What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And today we're gonna go over my predictions, review yesterday's USHL games, review yesterday's NHL games, and preview tomorrow's NHL and USHL games. So that's what we're gonna do today. So yeah. Um, Everything you need to know about this podcast, all my social medias, all of my other channels that I have, my Twitch Discord, my Spotify, my a website, all my other channels, all my social medias. USHL discussion Facebook group, we have 5.2 thousand USHL fans. Another Facebook group, like Saints for Life, about 1,000 big fine Saints fans. All that, and paragraph and a half on who I am and what I do in this podcast. And then another paragraph how to contact me if you have any comments, questions, or concerns about this podcast. So yeah. We got my actual mic back. That's better. But yeah, so all that much more is in the description of this podcast episode. Check it out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you like this podcast, following the Spotify, same thing. Like this episode in particular, liking Spotify, same thing. Turn on post notifications to the channel if you want to know every time I go live and or upload a video on this channel. So yeah, with all that being said, let's go over my prediction for today's NHL and USHL games. And what is loading on my computer? Okay. Uploading whatever you're loading. Okay. My prediction for today's NHL games: Washington defeating Montreal. Logan Thompson has returned. I think gonna be a big matchup for Washington. Both teams, I guess, but especially for I think it's gonna be huge to see if Logan Thompson is gonna be able to come back to form, or if he's going to be struggling like he was before he got hurt. We're gonna see here tonight. Winnipeg defeating St. Louis in game number 2. I think that Winnipeg played a good game. I think Hellebuyck's going to play better today, and I think the Jets are going to take both games in Winnipeg. Dallas defeating Colorado. Dallas had a lot of shots in the slot last game. Like Blackwood bailed him out. I don't know if Blackwood's going to be able to play that great again. I think Dallas will get more past Blackwood tonight, and I think they're going to be able to tie it up heading to Colorado. And then I have the Kings defeating Oilers. The Kings shut them out the past 2 times they played in LA. So I think LA is going to overall be able to defeat Edmonton. My prediction for today's USHL games: I have Dubuque defeating Madison in Game 3 in Madison. Series tied 1 apiece. I have Dubuque taking the Game 3. I have Waterloo defeating Sioux Falls Game 3. This is in Waterloo. I have Waterloo defeating them in that game. I have Sioux City staying alive in the Game 3 versus Sioux City versus Lincoln. So, yeah. There's that. Let's go over yesterday's USHL games. Muskegon defeats Youngstown 6-2. Got to 23-30 in favor of Youngstown. Muskegon is 3-4 in the power play. Youngstown 0-1. Muskegon phenomenal in the power play. Played pretty good in 5-5. 28-7 30 shots against Rashika Gatiev. And overall, the Lumberjacks played great. Phantoms played pretty decent too. Melvin Straw, 2 back-to-back bad games. In the playoffs, Muskegon heads back to Muskegon for the next 2 games, or at least next game. They have a chance to close it out and head to the conference finals. I believe that'll be played on Tuesday if I had to guess, because it's not being played today. So yeah, probably on Tuesday. But we're going to have to see how that goes for sure. Interesting. I'm really surprised they took both games. That's pretty crazy to me. But yeah. And then yesterday's NHL games, we have Hurricanes smacked the Devils 4-1. Shot to 45-24 in favor of Hurricanes. Not only are the Hurricanes getting a lot of shots, unlike Hurricane, the Hurricanes usually shoot shots, weak shots from the point. Now they actually shooting them away from in the slot. Markstrom made 41 saves. Like, they actually made 42 saves. Yeah, I think it's 41 saves still. But still, 41 saves and 44 shots against, I think it was. Yeah, they got an empty net too. But the Hurricanes were ripping shots from the slot all game. They were getting where they wanted to be. They were shooting them for where they wanted to be. Markstrom bailed the Devils out a lot of times. Very impressive performance from the Markey. He should get the lone goal for the Devils. A very good shot, but the Hurricanes were all over the Devils to start off Game 1 in Carolina. Similar story happened in Toronto. The first 2 periods for the Leafs, on fire, scoring at will, getting in the slot, absolutely ripping shots in the slot, breakaways. They were cooking. Third period for the Senators, much better. They did let up a couple goals, I believe, in the third period. Got a goal though, but they let up a lot less shots, like a lot less high danger A+ opportunities for the Leafs. It kept them to the outside a little bit more, allowed Omar to make those saves, and they got more chances for themselves where they wanted to get the opportunity. So much better third period overall for the Senators, but the first 40 minutes of play was too little too late after the pretty rough first 40 minutes of play. And then the Knights and the Wild, this was just even game, back and forth. It really was. Both teams had their opportunities. Both teams were playing great defense. Both teams were playing really, really closely contested. Knights able to win 4-2 in Minnesota, in Vegas in Game 1. Very even match. Very fun hockey. Very good match. No team was really like ripping shots in the slot they will and just doing whatever. But just very evenly matched. Both teams got their opportunities. Both teams are playing good defense, keeping them to the outside for the most part. Obviously, they're going to get their opportunities, but for the most part, they kept them where they needed to be. So, yeah. I'm going to preview tomorrow's NHL game and USHL games because actually I'm going to preview today's USHL games and NHL games. Why did I have to click on Wednesdays? Not sure. Yeah. So, today's NHL games. So from here on out, we're gonna preview either today's USHL, NHL, and USHL games if none of the games have started. You're like, say from other time if one of the games started or any of them started, I will preview the next days. Okay. So depending on when I start my podcast, either the day of or the next day's game. Here, Capitals, best team out of the East right now. They came into the playoffs in a bit of a cold streak, but they weren't really trying. They already locked up number 1 in the East. They're sitting players. They're playing the third, fourth, maybe even fifth string goalies at times. So I'm not really worried about them. Logan Thompson did make his turn. He was playing pretty cold. He wasn't really good when he last played. He got hurt. He came back. We know what he can play like. He's great in the playoffs. He's proven to have a good track record in the playoffs. We're going to see if he comes back to form tonight for the playoffs in Washington. Canadians are a young, energized group. We're going to see what team's able to come on top today. It'll be a pretty physical game, very fun game to watch for sure. And then we got the Blues and the Jets later. Jets took game 1. Very even matched. Back and forth. Jets ended up getting a goal with a minute and a half left. Kyle Connor then got an empty net. Very close game, back and forth. I expected it to be very similar. A 1 or 2 goal game. In my opinion, again, I think Connor Hellebuck and the Jets are going to be able to take game 2 in Winnipeg, in my opinion. But I'm not quite sure. The Blues going to be really energized. Going to be really, really amped up as well. But so are the Jets. I think the Jets have the confidence they need for picking up a W in Game 1. They needed that, and I think they're going to play even better today. And then the Stars and the Avalanche. I think last game the Avalanche had a lot of both teams, especially the Stars, had a lot of chances right in front of Blackwood. I don't think Blackwood's going to be able to do what he did last game. The amount of high danger opportunities that Blackwood shut down last game was absolutely ridiculous. He was great that game. I don't know if he can be able to replicate that. I think if the Stars get 1 or 2 past him, I think they're gonna unload a bunch. I think the Stars take game 2, head back to Colorado, tied 1-1. And then the Oilers and the Kings. Last time these two teams played, the past 2 times these two teams played, Kings shut out the Oilers. Oilers have their health issues. I think the Kings are a deeper team. They can roll 4 line compared to the Oilers, and especially with the injury concerns, not so much. But, obviously McDavid and Draisaitl on the Oilers are going to play good. Question mark, are they going to play Pickett or Skinner in net for Edmonton? Don't know, not quite sure. But overall, it's going to be a very entertaining series, even though it's the 4th straight time of having it. But, yeah, that's good. Oh, wait. We got to review today's USHL games. USHL. Monday. Take a look here. It is an NHL Monday day, I know that, but it's not really much I can talk about here. So Dubuque and Madison. Madison took game 1, 3-0, including 2 empty nets. So basically 1-0 if you exclude the empty nets. Game 2, Dubuque won 6-1 with 0 empty nets. They scored 4 unanswered in the second period. Dubuque had a phenomenal game 2. Both teams played phenomenal in game 1. I won't say phenomenal, but pretty decent in game 1. Overall. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see which team shows up and how they show up today in Madison. Madison's one of the best home teams in the USHL, so watch out for that. Then Waterloo and Sioux Falls. Waterloo takes game 1. It's 3 innings, I believe, in the third period. Sioux Falls takes game 2. And then Carter Casey's been playing great for Waterloo. Philly call up, got goaltender of the week in the last week of the USHL action, regular season action. Played great in the first round matchup when they swept Tri-City. Played great in game 1 when they beat Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls take game 2. Aiden Wright, I'm not sure if he's playing today. I'm not quite sure on his health update. If he is playing, it'll be huge for Waterloo, Sioux Falls. If he is not, Waterloo might be able to take opportunity in that. Lincoln and Sioux City. Lincoln, very close games. The first 2 games, Lincoln able to pull off W's in those 2 games. I do like Ian Showstack more than I like Samuel Urban, especially in these high octane playoff games, very close playoff games, and I think they're going to be similar to that, but this time it's in Sioux City. Sioux City was able to beat Lincoln earlier this season, and I think they're going to get it done again. I don't think they're going to go on a sweep. I think Sioux City wins today, but very interested to see how Sioux City is able to come out versus a stronger Lincoln team in Sioux City, see how they're going to play against their backs against the wall at home. But yeah, that's going to do it. Have a great night, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time you're watching this. Subscribe channel if you haven't already. Like this episode if you haven't already. Following and liking and Spotify, same thing. Top notification channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a pre-recorded podcast. I already have it up, uploaded and all that stuff. But yeah, I'll see you then. But yeah, hope you enjoyed today's episode, season 10 of episode 27. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 28 of season 10, pre-recorded. It's my NHL award predictions, so look out for that one when it's up at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So yeah, see ya there. Peace.